A lot of us are still trying to figure out how this knockout qualifying is going to work. So what is your strategy? Do you go out early or often or both?
We want to go out early and we want to make one run and see where that time stacks up. And then I think we're going to go out later on based off of how our performance went in practice. We weren't so good. So I think we're going to have to make 2 runs. We can't sit on that good lap that we think we're going to get right away. So you almost have to pull an audible when you're not doing all that great. And right now with the Haas Automation Chevy, we're real tight in race trim, real loose in qualifying practice.
All right, he's a football fan. He can call an audible, Mike.
All right, thanks, Krista. Now that's something we anticipated in practice because some drivers were making the run, coming back, sitting, coming back out within about 25 minutes to see if they could make a second run and repeat or improve on their time, and some of them could, Darrell.
Well, you know what I think I would do? I would wait until I felt like I had a pretty clear track. I could get a clean lap. I'd go out and run a qualifying lap, just like I always do. Then I would see where that puts me. If it puts me way up in the top 10, then I might say, okay, I'm pretty comfortable with that. But here's the thing. Do I sit here and wait to the last second and all of a sudden I find myself outside of the top 12? And then that's when the panic sets in. So I think what these guys are going to learn today, what we're all going to learn together is it's going to evolve. It's going to be liquid. We're going to have to be able to move and adjust and react to what we see in this first go-round.
But I think there's 2 things here, the reason you need to make a run fairly early. If you're forced to make a second run, you want time basically for the engine to cool down. As I read so many drivers' quotes between practice and qualifying, that seemed the big concern is getting the engine hot because you can't put that cool down machine. The good news about Phoenix, the tire combination Goodyear has here with the track conditions, you're not going to necessarily slow down a whole lot on a second run. So it's going to be a track-to-track, case-by-case basis.
Krista?
Carl Edwards, the defending winner of this race, but boy, have we thrown a new element in here for you, knockout qualifying. What's your plan?
We're making it up as we go. We're watching the clouds and the weather, and we're watching what everyone else is doing, and we got to make it through the first round, and then we'll think about the second one. But I think we've got a pretty good forward. Maybe not in qualifying, Trevor, but we'll see. Is
your spotter, Jason Hedleski, a weathercaster? Can he do both up there?
Jason's pretty good.
Thanks, Carl.
Well, the spotters are going to have to be looking at the track and then looking to their right, to the west, where the weather comes from. And the forecast has improved since this morning. We're not too worried about rain during this session. Matt?
And down here on the grid, cars are all lined up. Dale Earnhardt Jr. joking around with folks. Well, number one, what's the biggest concern early on with this knockout qualifying for you?
Well, no real concern. You just need to get out there and get you a clean lap, and hopefully it's a good lap, and then you can move on to the next session.
Now, do you play the weather game? Because right now we've got the money cloud, but not sure how long that's going to last and the track will heat up.
Hopefully, this late in the afternoon, the track temperature is not going to change a whole lot. It's just going to continue to cool. So I think who knows? I mean, what I think doesn't matter. I mean, it's probably not going to be right anyways. We're all learning, and we're just going to see, whoever ends up on top, we'll look at what they did. If it's us, we'll try to do the same thing next week.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
He set the benchmark in practice. P1, Mike.
The money cloud is a cloud with no rain in it, but provides shade over the racetrack, shade versus sun.
Well, and that's going to give the track more grip, and I think that's the other game that will be played here because with qualifying starting about 4:40 local time, it's going to definitely cool down and get more shade as we get into this session.
This asphalt, it's black, and it soaks up heat. And as it sits here right now with no cars, I know we just had nationwide practice, but with no cars on the track, this baby's heating up. So those first few cars are going to find a little bit slick racetrack.
There are the fastest speeds from practice led by Dale Earnhardt Jr., and there is the money cloud. A lot of shade over this racetrack right now. Will it stay there? Will drivers wait to go out? Will some drivers lay down a lap and, not thinking they're going to move on to the top 12, run the whole 30 minutes as a practice session?
Yeah.
You got a lot of options.
Reminds me of a car I had. His name was Wilma. Will my car make it? Will my car run fast? Will my car win?
This kid has really turned out to be a big-time player.
Creighton's Doug McDermott leads the Blue Jays toward their first Big East title, but Xavier is primed for an upset. Big East basketball, presented by New York Life Insurance Company. Tomorrow at 5 on Fox Sports 1.
Life's an adventure when you're with her, and it always has been. But your erectile dysfunction? It could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medications and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or if you have any allergic reactions such as rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a 30-tablet free trial.
Away is as much about getting there as it is being there. Away is where the days are packed with wonder. And the evenings are filled with familiar comforts. Find your Away. For a dealer in the RV that's right for you, visit GoRVing.com.
The best riders in the world risk it all to win it all. Monster Energy Supercross, live from Indianapolis, tomorrow at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1.
Everybody's looking skyward. Clouds, sun, rain. Right now it's clouds over this racetrack. There is no sunshine warming the asphalt right at the moment.
Boyer looked like he was had a sky hook or something. He was calling somebody to drag one in or something, talking to the sky.
Now from turn 1 to turn 4, maybe you can pick out your favorite driver. At least 12 new paint schemes this week from Daytona. We'll look at those as we go through qualifying. But this order is determined by a random draw. When NASCAR waves the green flag to open the session, pit road is going to look like the Walmart parking lot on Black Friday. Everybody jockeying for where they want to be.
Well, okay, so I'm looking at the cars and they're headed into the pit wall. Why are they going that way? Why wouldn't they be turned around and headed out of the pits?
I can't answer that, Darrell, except that when we go to tracks like Bristol and Martinsville where they pit on pit road during practice, they pit nose in. So the drivers are somewhat used to this kind of in and out.
I've backed into a whole lot more things than I have run into things, I can tell you. So I'm not sure about that.
Oh, it could happen.
You know, another thing I'm seeing a lot of different strategies. Crew chiefs. A lot of crew chiefs are on pit road, but you saw Clint Boyer with a headset on. He's actually talking to Brian Patty, his crew chief that's elected to be on the hauler. I think I'd want to be on top of the hauler because the adjustments you can make, there you see Steve Letarte, Chad Knaus, Kenny Francis, all of the Hendrick crew chiefs are up on top of the hauler. I'd prefer to be up on the hauler where I can see a lot more.
Quite honestly, I think I'd go over here where the spotters were so I could see the whole picture, big picture.
When we come back, knockout qualifying begins.
Sunday, NASCAR roars into Phoenix, and Daytona winner Dale Earnhardt Jr. looks to make it 2 in a row at the Jewel of the Desert. It all starts Sunday with Race Day on Fox Sports 1 at 1:30, followed by NASCAR Sprint Cup racing at 2:30 on Fox.
Get in! Punch it! Let Quicken Loans help you save your money with a mortgage that's engineered to amaze.
Driving a classic is like speaking a lost language. It grabs you and demands your attention. In a classic, you know when the engine's running. You feel the ride. Fast seems faster, and turning heads is inevitable. You always take the scenic route, and getting lost is just part of the plan. Because no matter where you go or what you do, life's just better in a classic. Haggerty, we may sell insurance, but we live classics.
This is the age of knowing what you're made of. Why let erectile dysfunction get in your way? Talk to your doctor about Viagra. Ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain. It may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing. This is the age of taking action. Viagra. Talk to your doctor.
Oh my goodness. It's beautiful.
Number 3 Arizona battles Oregon State. Fox College Hoops, Wednesday night at 11 on Fox Sports 1.
Spotters high atop turn 1. Little sunshine on those not so far away hills. When that reaches the racetrack, that heat may slow the track down. So when the green flag waves, we may see a big rush of drivers anxious to get on track.
I hear engines.
Richard Childress up on top of his hauler, watching his 3 drivers.
46 drivers for 43 positions, and after this 30 minutes, we'll know who goes and who goes home.
Here goes the 2, here goes the 11. 22, they're rolling back.
Brad Keselowski is determined to be the first driver out there. I'm not sure he's going to quite make it, though.
Random draw set that order. Josh Wise, a little trouble backing out into traffic. He gets cleared. And here we go. Knockout qualifying round 1 is on.
Well, just the way we're starting, you know, with the cars backing out in front of each other. No, that's kind of bizarre. And here we go.
About half the field is in a hurry to get out there.
Well, Greg Biffle in that 16 car, you see him taking the green flag. He will be the first driver to go under the clock in his 16 car.
3M Ford, one of the quickest Fords in Daytona.
He's going to have a pretty clean track in front of him. He's going to get a clean lap.
Larry, all these guys are. Boyer and the 2 car, and all of them are, because they're stopped at the end of pit road. These guys have gotten down there. They blocked the end of pit road. You couldn't get out if you wanted to, I don't think.
A bit of a jam as some drivers wait for clean track. Biffle, 26:05.
Great time, 26:05. Just about a tenth and a half off the record.
Keselowski now quickest. Logano now fastest. Biffle down to 3rd. Then Boyer, Hamlin, and Harvick.
Yeah, we're within a tenth of the track record. The track record is 25:85. Jimmy Johnson set it in the fall.
Joey Logano, quickest so far after 1 lap.
I just don't, pandemonium hadn't set in yet. These guys are going out here. They got clean laps, for heaven's sake, because it looks like a regular practice session. But where it's going to get interesting is when everybody gets their laps up there and we see who's in the top 12 and who isn't.
And now Logano is quicker. He's within 100th of a second of the track.
Oh, trouble, turn 4, guys. Car around 51, I think.
Justin Allgaier. And the caution will be out.
Now, Larry, just to clarify.
Everybody coming, you can crank it up, pull it across the stand.
The caution is out, Larry. The yellow flag is not used in these sessions. The track is either green or red. When the red flag waves, the clock stops on the 30 minutes. Let's see what happened to Justin Allgaier before he posted a lap.
I just saw a red streak up high there. You just see that coming into turn 4. I really wasn't even sure who it was, but Justin Allgaier in the 51 car.
And he was just starting a lap. I think he had just driven off pit road, essentially.
You know, Larry, I did hear some of the guys say that with new tires, sticker tires, that the tires didn't come in immediately. And that could have been what bit Justin Allgaier there, maybe on 4 sticker tires.
Now, the drivers that are very aggravated about this, above and beyond Justin Allgaier, are drivers that were probably right in the middle of their first lap as far as a qualifying attempt.
Sure, because their engines are up to temperature, so are their tires. And as you look at this shot, look at the shadows from Jimmy Johnson's car. The sun is back out.
And just a quick look, it looks like we have maybe 12.5 drivers sitting down there. You see them all down here waiting to go out and make a run.
But see, that's what I didn't understand, Larry. The guys got down there. Those first few guys went out, they had clear track. I mean, like a qualifying or a regular session. A bunch of these guys just pulled down here and stopped and waited. I guess they were waiting for those 9 to get out of the way and then 9 more go, maybe.
Maybe they were waiting on somebody to hit the wall.
Whoa, I didn't think of that.
Well, that happened. Only 9 drivers were able to post a time before the red flag for Justin Allgaier.
know, the faster it gets. NASCAR.com. Powered by NASCAR.
What 8 grams of protein looks like when you're getting the most out of yourself and out of life. Start your day with the power of protein. Milk Life.
What do you see? A boy who needs someone to look up to? A child all alone? Or a girl whose biggest wish is to have a role model? Well, we see you. Helping, caring, and making a difference in a child's life. This is AJ Allmendinger. Get involved with the NASCAR Foundation today and make every child a champion.
The Big East Tournament, only on America's new sports network, Fox Sports 1.
2 minutes, 15 seconds. We're on the clock before the red flag. We are now back under green. Knockout qualifying resumes in Phoenix, round 1. And the first car to the clock is rookie Cole Witt in the 26. A dozen or more cars are on track right now. The sun has gone back in as far as the front stretch turns 1 and 2. A little bit of sunshine in turn 3.
Yeah, Cole Witt was gaining quickly on the car there in front of him. I can't see which car it was, but I thought that was going to be an issue. But they picked up the speed. Cole's going to get a nice clean lap. All these guys are, actually.
Yeah, that was Ryan Truex coming to green, Darrell, and Witt clocks in, and he is 10th. Brian Scott 9th. Marcus Ambrose. But nobody has yet challenged that fast 5. Well, Brian Vickers up there. And here's Ambrose. He was pretty quick in practice. He is right now 12th after 1 lap.
And that's what we're looking at. Who's in the top 12? That's what you're really shooting for right now, to try to have a good enough lap to be up solid in the top 12 and be able to move on.
Paul Menard is 11th. Now Cole Witt is on the bubble. He is 12th. Behind him are Carl Edwards. Whoop, Menard just jumped up to 11th. That'll move David Reagan to 12th, and Cole Witt is out. Remember, 12 drivers advance.
McDonald just went in at 11th, and now Reagan is out.
And Kyle Larson, who had been really quick in practice in that 42 car, you see him there. He just jumped up to 3rd. He was 5th quickest, and then after lap 2, he jumped to 3rd quickest.
You can follow all of the top 12 up at the top of your screen. Right now, those are the drivers who would advance.
Larry, you're talking about cooling the engine down. If you come by here, you get you a good solid lap, and you go by here, you cut the engine off, and you coast, and let some air get in that radiator and use your radiator fan, maybe start the engine back up a couple of times, you can be surprised how quickly that thing will cool down.
Marcus Ambrose 2 spots away now, 14th.
And he was one of the quickest cars in practice earlier today. He's going to have to come in and think about it.
Eric Almirola's jumped up into the top dozen, so has Tony Stewart.
Nice improvement for Tony Stewart. He wasn't that great in practice, but that's a nice. He's a 9th right now, and that's a pretty solid lap. That's an O, or no, that's a 18.
You know, we had clouds, Mike. You pointed it out. Now it looks like we're about, other than what the grandstand's shading down in turn 1 and 2, we're back to full sunlight.
Somebody spent the money cloud.
That was Boyer, I'm telling you. He had that one drug in, and he got his lap, and he came back in.
Jimmy Johnson just jumped up to 5th quickest in that 48 car with that first lap.
And that knocks Harvick out of the top dozen. Krista?
Mike, in the old qualifying format, talking to a driver, that meant a good thing because it meant you had a quick lap. Qualifying still going on, we're talking to you. That's a bad thing, Justin. What happened?
That is a very bad thing. Unfortunately, you know, we struggled a little in practice to get over to qualifying trim. We were fighting some gremlins. we got there and felt like we were going to be halfway decent, and had a good lap going there, and unfortunately just got down into 3, and it started to get away, and I tried to save it as much as I could, but unfortunately here at Phoenix, not a whole lot of room to get out of trouble, and it was my mistake, just trying to get too much on the lap there. So I hate it for these guys. Everybody on this sprint racing crew, they do a great job. So we'll get the backup out. Hopefully we can get it fixed and go and see what happens.
Thanks, Justin.
6 minutes into knockout qualifying, Kyle Busch has jumped to 3rd, and Denny Hamlin, his teammate, in 13th.
Creighton's Doug McDermott leads the Blue Jays toward their first Big East title, but Xavier is primed for an upset. Big East basketball, presented by New York Life Insurance Company. Tomorrow at 5 on Fox Sports 1.
Shovel water! It's another fast and furious college season.
What a play!
Every game is important.
Unbelievable!
Terrific competition, exciting.
This place goes crazy!
Big East basketball, all season long on Fox Sports 1.
Sports is Destination TV, and Comcast Spotlight offers more advertising opportunities to reach sports fans. More sports delivered by Comcast Spotlight.
9 out of 10 parents dream of sending their children to college, but 7 out of 10 future college graduates will owe thousands in student loans. The Gerber Life College Plan is a safe, guaranteed way to start saving for college today. You can get started for as low as $10 a week, and your money is guaranteed to grow. And the college plan includes life insurance.
To apply now or learn more, call 800-934-0994. Call now and receive this free book.
Studies say that if you have a friend who is positive, you yourself will be much more happy and optimistic. Well, Upside aims to be that friend. Here we leave all the negativity behind us and focus on the positive stories pulsating throughout the world, the country, and especially right here in Northern California. From Fresno to Stockton, Sacramento, and back to the Bay Area, we want to be your source of encouragement. So end your day on an upbeat with Upside every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 on Comcast Hometown Network.
Daytona winner Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads the field at the Jewel of the Desert. NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing, Sunday at 2:30 Eastern on Fox.
So what do you want to know?
My lap time, my fuel strategy, my speed.
You want to know what it feels like to spin out?
Want to know my plan? When I'm going to pit.
Your left sides, guys.
Who my friends are, who my enemies are. I hate every single one of them. You want to know what it's like to be upside down? It's not pretty. You want to hear what I have to say? Do you want to see the track the way I see it? You want to get inside my head?
Download the NASCAR mobile app. News, video, live race info. Call Star NASCAR to get the app.
What do you want to know?
Fast Friday presented by Aleve, and it's a fast knockout qualifying session, round 1 of 2. That's how they'll do it on the short tracks and the road courses. Super speedways will have 3 rounds of qualifying.
Stenhouse is in right now, and Hamlin is out. That's the bubble between Stenhouse and Hamlin right now. Harvick's 14th. Michael McDowell is 15th.
I just find it so interesting that the 2 Penske drivers, Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski, they absolutely left pit road when it was open for qualifying like their hair was on fire, and they're still sitting there first and second in that 22 and that 2 car.
And the good thing about that is, Larry, they got plenty of time to get those engines cooled down and get ready to make a run for the pole.
Kurt Busch, 9th.
What I was going to say, Mike, the only thing that these teams can adjust during this session here, during this 30 minutes, one crew member can go across the wall, he can adjust the tape on the nose, he can adjust air pressure, wedge or track bar as far as chassis adjustments. That's all you can do during this 30-minute session.
Well, Larry, I'm watching most of these cars, and there are a few guys making a minor air pressure adjustments, but for the most part, the cars are just sitting there.
And Darryl, one thing that I did learn this morning, you don't really want to make an adjustment on the tape because you and I have talked about this before. They've done everything they could do to get these cars sealed to the racetrack. You can't adjust things on the front shocks, so if you take tape off, it actually affects the way the car travels.
Yeah, it'll affect the balance of the car, which will hurt your lap. So you kind of got what you got in that area.
Watching Allmendinger, 17th. Kurt Busch jumped up to 4th. He's the fastest Chevrolet. Behind the Logano and Penske, or Keselowski Fords. And Kyle Busch's Toyota, Kurt, now fourth.
McMurray's out, and Gordon's out, and Stewart's out right now. They're
out of the top dozen.
Out of the top 12. It's 13, 14, 15. McMurray, Gordon, and Stewart. Stenhouse is 16th, Hamlin 17th.
And here's Matt Kenseth, currently being shown 17th.
Now, right now, we're closing in on about a third of the way through this 30 minutes. Boy, we have one driver he did everything but hit the wall in turn 3 and 4.
I think that's Morgan Shepherd in the 87 car.
Didn't get a lot of practice. And here's Dale Jr., who was fastest in practice, showing him 28 at 26.35. That's about half a second from pole.
Got a nice lap. Nobody in his way at all, but not sure, just how good the car can be after you've made a run.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of drivers out on the racetrack right now, only about 2 or 3.
And we're only 9.5 minutes into this 30-minute session.
23rd for Junior on that lap, so he's got a ways to go here.
Picked up one spot.
I think this is working out about like we thought it would, guys. You go out there, you get that fast lap, and then you wait and see where if you're in the top 12 solid, pretty happy.
And two, Darrell, nobody wants to be out there in that blazing Arizona sunshine. Knockout qualifying. We're 10 minutes in.
With this Fox Sports Live update, I'm Greg Wolf. Here are 3 things you need to know. Saints tight end Jimmy Graham tweets out that the team has designated him with the franchise tag. The Clippers signed free agent Danny Granger. Granger cleared waivers after spending his entire 8-year career with the Pacers. And catch an encore showing of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s win at this year's Daytona 500. That's tonight at 8 Eastern, followed by all the day's news, highlights, and analysis on Fox Sports Live after the race.
You might just want to trade that one in.
The Spring Fishing Classic starts this weekend at Bass Pro Shops with huge savings, plus extra savings of up to $100 on a new reel when you trade one in.
From the deep sea, not the deep fryer. The charbroiled, not fried codfish sandwich, only at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
When you switch to Sprint's new family plan, friends are like family. So who's going to be in yours?
How about a few Facebook friends?
But the more people you add, the lower the rate.
Then add my work group.
Add up to 10 people and everyone gets unlimited talk, text, and 1 gig of data for as low as $25 a month each.
Great. Who else you got?
Hi, Mom. Hi, honey. I brought Rubina. Hi, Rubina.
Are the bills separate?
All the bills are separate.
Oh, hi, my love.
Hi.
The family plan from Sprint. The new price, new plan, and an all-new network. Visit a Sprint store today.
It doesn't operate out of basements or back alleys. It grows more sophisticated every day. If it were a business, it would be a Fortune 500 company. Fraud has evolved. American Express Intelligent Security gives you tools to fight fraud and a global service network that never stops working, so you can be a member of a more secure world. This is what membership is. This is what membership does.
The new home for Supercross is Fox Sports 1. The best riders in the world risk it all to win it all. Monster Energy Supercross, live from Indianapolis, tomorrow at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1.
Tonight, the Fox Sports Live crew brings you all the highlights from a full day of college hoops, NBA, and NHL, and NASCAR. Fox Sports Live tonight, 11 Eastern, only on Fox Sports 1.
And we're looking at Casey Kane right now, and I'm pretty sure what they did was he's out there cooling that engine down.
Yeah, they probably pulled all the tape off the nose, and he's going to make 2 or 3 just slow laps. You can see it's completely open right there, so there's no tape on it. This is the only way you can cool this engine down. You can't put fans on the front end. You can't put the cool down machine. So that's what they're doing here right now.
Yes, sir.
3 drivers have not been out on the track. Danica Patrick, Joe Nemechek, and Casey Mears. Justin Allgaier was on a flyer but hit the wall in turn 4, and he's in the garage.
Yeah, right now Vickers is on the bubble. He's a 12th at a 26-12. Right behind him is McMurray at a 26-13, 13-5, 13-6 for Gordon. So it's real close on the bubble, but getting inside that bubble might be hard.
Now, Mike, that's one thing we will know at the end of this 30 minutes. We have 46 drivers here. We know which 3 drivers will not make this show after this 30 minutes.
Well, and Larry, what I'm watching right now, if this becomes the norm, these guys are all out here riding around right now, slow, cooling their engines off. That makes me say, well, maybe they ought to let them cool the engines down. We're not, you don't get water on the pit lane or anything. They got them enclosed, so. But if there's nobody on the track and you want to ride around with your and get the like Dale Jr. doing right now, they're just cooling off the motors.
Well, we're all learning where it works, Darrell. This is the first time for this. Some teams have tested at non-cup tracks to figure out what will happen. And here's Matt.
And Steve Letarte has come down off the truck, Mike, making his way to Junior's pit. He told him just to go out on the track, like you mentioned. They pulled the tape off to try to cool it down. Junior said the car was just way too free on entry to turn 3, and it was basically a throwaway lap after that.
Now, thanks, Matt. The fastest 36 drivers in this session make the race. Then the 6 highest in owner points, and we use 2013 owner points at Daytona, here, and Las Vegas. Then we'll use the current year points. Those will be the provisional starters. Finally, the last position goes to the most recent past champion not yet in the field, or if not needed, they'll revert to owner points to fill that final spot. So the field will be set from this session, and 3 drivers will go home. Then the top 12 cars will be lined up in order of their first round speeds, and second round of knockout qualifying, 5 minutes to see who starts on the pole.
And one of the things, it's kind of interesting to me how things change. Normally we go to the first 3 races on last year's points, and normally we're in the garage on last year's points, but this year we're not.
Just like they came and they finished in the Daytona 500 and not given the champion the first spot in the garage area, which has always been.
Yeah, but I never understood why. Okay, you went to Daytona, you got points for this year. Why do you keep wanting to fall back on what you had last year? And so to me, you go to Daytona with last year's points because nobody has any. Then you won Daytona, now you got points, and then you start from there.
Now, Barry Landis, our producer, actually just asked me a great question. Will these drivers, as they're out here cooling down, will they go ahead and pick the speed up, or will they come back in? Based on no tape on the front end, they will come back in, let it sit for a little bit longer, then put the tape back on the nose for possibly a run in the final 10 minutes of this session.
Right now there are 12 guys out there not thinking about, some 8 or 10 of them are pretty happy. But right now what they're doing is getting ready for the final session. They get the engines cooled down now, they can set a while, and then they'll be ready to go for the 12 for the knockout in the 12 when the top 12 go back out.
Learning as we go. First round knockout qualifying. 42 drivers have been out on track so far.
Hi, I'm Christina Pink. Here's what we're working on for Fox Sports Live with Kevin Durant and the Thunder playing gatekeeper to the playoffs. Do the Grizzlies have what it takes to claim the 8th seed in the West? And it's time for our Friday night countdown. Which game will be the one? Find out tonight on Fox Sports Live at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific.
You make a great team. It's been that way since the day you met. But your erectile dysfunction? It could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medications and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or if you have any allergic reactions such as rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a 30-tablet free trial.
Pay my bill.
Your account is already paid in full.
Oh, well, in that case, back to vacation mode. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and
voice-enabled bill pay. Just a tap away on the Geico app.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Yep, everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that some owls aren't that wise?
Don't forget I'm having brunch with Megan tomorrow.
Who?
Seriously, you've met her like 3 times.
Who? Geico.
No matter how long you date or how hard you work,
Wrangler comfort never lets you down.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans are built with a U shape. They don't cut into you like jeans with a V pattern.
Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans. Guaranteed.
America's talking about our best pizza yet, the all-new Hand Tossed. Well, we hear you, America, and to return the love, we're bringing back our 10 any pizza deal. For a limited time, that's any pizza, any crust, any toppings, even specialties for $10. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
Daytona winner Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads the field at the Jewel of the Desert. NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing, Sunday at 2:30 Eastern on Fox.
Welcome back to Phoenix. It's Fast Friday presented by Aleve. Well, the big cloud is gone. We've got sunshine for a while, and we've got 15 minutes, half the session left. But look at the 3 drivers listed on the bottom left of your screen. They are not yet in the top 12. They're close. Will they make another run? Must they make another run?
No, I'm sure they'll make another run. But, you know, here's something we're learning right now. Who would have thought that you'd go out and ride around and cool your engine off? You know, who would have thought we'd have time in the session to go out and do this? So that's something these guys didn't anticipate that they're reacting to.
Marcus Ambrose is 25th right now. He's picked it up. And 26.388. Not his fastest lap on his third go-round.
You know, we've been watching Danica Patrick in the 10 car sit on pit road as we now are halfway through this session, and she just pulled down there. She's about to make her run. Here's what I believe Tony Gibson and Danica Patrick are doing. I think they're going for broke with one run. Maybe she can get up to the top 12, but if she can't, I think they're just looking to get her as high in the field as they possibly can, because it's going to be hard to make this run, get a clean lap, and get back out in here, pull tape off, get it cooled down to make another run. That's going to be tough to do.
I think you have to have realistic expectations about this whole thing, particularly in this session.
That is just what Casey Mears has done. He was parked at the end of pit road in front of Danica Patrick, and he's on a flyer right now. Hopefully he won't catch slow traffic as he makes his way around the mile at Phoenix, and there's going to be a knot of it in turn 1 down toward the bottom. Casey Kane's there, gets down and out of the way.
He's fine. Yeah, those guys knew he were, you know, that's the spotters are telling him he's coming, and they got out of his way, no problem. And looks like a pretty good lap.
But is it good enough to make the top dozen? No, 24th. Now Danica Patrick takes to the track.
And she's definitely got a clear track. There's nothing in the way unless somebody pulls out over there. And I don't see anybody, so I think she's got timed this just right for a nice clean run here.
And the only difference between this and the top dozen cars, sun versus shade. When Logano and Keselowski, Kyle Busch and the rest went out, the track was cloudy most of the way around. Now the sun's had a chance to bake it a bit.
Yeah, she's going to get a pretty clean lap. Looks like Paul Menard, the 27 cars on the bottom of the racetrack, but he's going to be out of the way, so she'll get a clean lap.
And it doesn't look like it looks like a decent lap too.
And by the way, Casey Mears on lap number 2 in his 13 car jumped up to 15th. I think that was Booty Barker, his crew chief's goal. Start as high in the field as you can and not worry about trying to make 2 runs.
But that's why I said, Larry, look at your qualifying effort week in and week out. So where should I fall in the lineup here if it was a normal qualifying session? Once you get somewhere in that range, I mean, you know, realistic expectation.
All right, Danica's first lap, 33rd. 31st. Jeff Gordon back out. Remember, Gordon was just outside the top dozen. He is 14th.
And looks like Danica Patrick in that 10. She's going to run a 3rd lap. No, she ran into 3 hard. It washed way up the racetrack. She pretty much aborted that lap right there. It was all the way up and out of the groove.
I don't think there's any problem with the sun going into turn 3 right now, but certainly coming off turn 4 and down this front straightaway, that sun gets in your eyes and it can affect your entry into turn 1, but it won't for long because the grandstand shades that corner pretty good once the sun moves a little.
And you could see it, Greg Biffle, he had him somewhat a built-in sun visor on the inside of the windshield with tape, knowing this sun is really bad going down the front stretch into turn 1.
You see the Biffle is 6th.
All right, bring it to us this time here. Nice and soft.
At 26.05. A lot of speed disparity from cars that are trying to make a run between those trying to get back to pit road. Now this is Joe Nemechek.
But But you know something, Mike? I have not seen anybody get anybody in anybody's way. I mean, the spotters are doing a great job. The drivers are all aware of what's going on, and quite honestly, are all working together pretty well doing this.
Now, there at the top of the screen, you saw Parker Kligerman in 36th. He is on the bubble for making the race. After that, it's provisionals. Here's Josh Wise.
And Parker led practice, had the quickest lap for a long time during practice.
Now, Josh is one spot away in 37. Nemechek, 39th. 10 minutes. And Tony Stewart's back out, trying to improve on 17th. Jeff Gordon never did get up to speed when back in the garage area, or excuse me, came back to pit road. And that's a point. If you go to the garage area, you have finished qualifying. You cannot return to pit road. So he did not go to the garage, just back to his position on pit road.
Darrell, I just believe the top 4 or 5 drivers, Logano, Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, I think they're going to wait this out a little bit and see if anybody starts jumping up there.
Yeah, no danger for them, those guys right now. They're good.
This kid has really turned out to be a big-time player.
Creighton's Doug McDermott continues his assault on the record books as the Blue Jays march toward their first Big East title. But Xavier, led by Samaje Kristen, is primed for an upset. Big East basketball, presented by New York Life Insurance Company. Tomorrow at 5 on Fox Sports 1.
Away is the crackle of the campfire. It can be 1,000,000 years old, or a few weeks young. Away beckons from Orion's belt. Away is a place that's closer than you think. Find your Away. For a dealer in the RV that's right for you, visit GoRVing.com.
Sometimes it's on the side of the road, just sitting there, the car you always wanted. Sometimes you have to hunt for it in fields or in barns. Sometimes you have to fight for it. When you buy a classic, the stakes are higher, your pulse is quicker, and victory is sweeter. And it doesn't matter how you got it or what you paid, it only matters that it's yours. 'Cause life's just better in a classic. Haggerty, we may sell insurance, but we live classics.
What 8 grams of protein looks like when you're getting the most out of yourself and out of life. Start your day with the power of protein. Milk Life.
I mean, he's just carving his ball club apart right now.
Big strikeout for the left-hander.
The more you know, the faster it gets. NASCAR.com. Powered by NASCAR.
Welcome back to Phoenix. About 8 minutes to go in the first round of knockout qualifying. As things stand right now, our unofficial tally shows the go-homers would be Landon Castle, Dave Blaney, and Josh Wise. And that is very unofficial, subject to who gets provisional spots and so forth. Jamie Mack jumps up to 10th, solidifying his spot in the 12 that will advance to round 2.
That was a great lap. That's a 26.09, and that's great lap for McMurray, and that knocks Vickers out of the top 12, and that puts Newman on the bubble.
Yeah, what Jamie McMurray and his group they did, they went right out there at the beginning, spent a fair amount of time cooling that car down, and here with about 8 minutes to go, they've made another run at it.
Krista?
Right now it's a guessing game for the 15 of Clint Boyer. They have a good lap. They knew they were up there, but they're 11th. They're sort of in that bubble area. They said we had a little bit of a cloud about 2 minutes ago. You see crew chief Brian Patty atop the hauler. They were trying to make that tape adjustment and get one more run. Clint said, I don't know, I feel good about our run. We're just wasting it for the next session. Brian Patty said, I need a little bit more insurance than this.
I agree, Chris, because that one car, McMurray, I mean, he just jumped up to 10th after making an early run. So I think there's still some speed in these cars if you want to go back out there and try it.
And the difference from 12th to 16th is half a tenth of a second. Kevin Harvick on the tracker, trying to work his way into the top dozen.
I think he's there.
23rd.
11th.
Did it. Knocks Ryan Newman out.
By 4 1,000ths of a second.
right now. Try to cool it off best you can here.
6.5 minutes to go.
I love Rodney Childers. He's so good. Yeah, try to cool it off if you can. No panic. Never.
At the end of the grid, Parker Kligerman holds the bubble to make the race, ahead of Josh Wise by 2 100ths of a second.
I think that answered Boyer's question. Oh, now he's 12th, so I think that tells him that if he's got anything left, he better go try it one more time.
And remember, last time Dale Earnhardt Jr. ran that first run, he was way too loose. They were probably able to adjust some air pressure, possibly the wedge or track bar. That's adjustments that they could make.
Yeah, he's 26 right now at 26-30. Going to have to pick up about 2.5, 3 tenths.
You got Tampa 2. You need to run another. Go ahead.
21st on that lap. And if you're outside the top 12, this is for starting position right here.
Which goes for pit selection and everything else. Boy, I know it's tight in there, but look where he's 2 right now, going off into turn 3 on this second lap.
Whatever they did certainly has helped him, Coach.
Whoops. He's not getting off the corner good. When he picks the throttle up, it's just not taking it.
Did it. 9th for Dale Jr.
Yeah, great run. And he did exactly what he had to do.
That's an 09. That's nice. Keep cycling it. We're going to do it again.
26.09. That's a nice time, boys.
That will knock Clint Boyer out of the top dozen. Jamie McMurray 11th, Harvick 12th.
See, I think this is where it gets to be fun. When that bubble position right now, Harvick's sitting on it, and you're not in, you got to make another run.
A 1-2-2 is in, a 1-2-3 is out right now. 1 1,000.
That's one thing that hadn't changed.
No, sir.
We see that week in and week out.
All right, Matt Kenseth is 18th.
Yeah, we only have one Toyota driver in the top dozen, and that's his teammate Kyle Busch in the 18, who's 3rd right now.
Now, this is only Kenseth's second run. He ran 2 laps at the start of the session. Right now, the bubble is Kevin Harvick at 26.122.
He didn't make it. That's 18th for the 20 car.
Slower. Top 12 are at the top of your screen. 4 minutes to go.
Here we go. The new home for Monster Energy Supercross is Fox Sports 1.
That was awesome.
The best riders in the world risk it all to win it all. Monster Energy Supercross, live from Indianapolis, tomorrow at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1.
What do you see? A boy who needs someone to look up to? A child all alone? Or a girl whose biggest wish is to have a role model? Well, we see you, helping, caring, and making a difference in a child's life. This is AJ Allmendinger. Get involved with the NASCAR Foundation today and make every child a champion.
Number 3, Arizona battles Oregon State. Fox College Hoops, Wednesday night at 11 on Fox Sports 1.
Just when you thought you were done with your paint project, you discover paint bleed under your tape. Not anymore with patented Frog Tape. Frog Tape is the only tape treated with paint block technology. Watch how it works. Paint block reacts with water, simulating latex paint, and instantly gels to form a micro barrier that seals the edges of the tape, preventing paint bleed. Look at the results. With Frog Tape, no messy lines, no paint bleed. And now, Frog Tape Delicate for wallpaper, faux finishes, and freshly painted surfaces.
Presidential savings are on right now only at Antioch Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep. Check out tons of new and certified pre-owned vehicles, plus 0% APR available on several vehicles. Pick up a brand new 2014 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express for just $23,499. Or get a lease for $0 down and just $249 per month. Or step up to a new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for just $28,999. Make the smart choice at the Presidential Sales Event and save thousands at Antioch Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep today. So big they named an exit after them. Auto Center Drive off of Highway 4.
Can you roll your window down? You roll it up?
Well, why do you always do that to me? You're such a bully all the time.
Not a lot you can do about it, is it?
Actually, I can do something about it. All you gotta do, just grab me here.
Yeah.
Grab on the right hand.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is just throw rights.
And then get some shots
or
in
you
there.
can just take it like this, and you can just go right over the top.
Take it over. Take
pull
it over
the jersey
the head.
right over the head.
Right. Get
and
it
then
all
you
the way
just start
over.
throwing.
That is a good idea.
Great idea.
Hetty, you can ride with us anytime.
Yeah.
Brett Hedican.
Welcome back to Phoenix. We're in the final minutes of round one of this two-round knockout qualifying. Fast Friday presented by Aleve. Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski quickest. Kevin Harvick on the bubble to make the top dozen at 26.122. Parker Kligerman on the bubble to make the race.
Got about 3 minutes to go here. Tony Stewart's out. There's a number of good cars out there.
Ryan Newman back out trying to break into the top dozen. And here is Denny Hamlin trying to jump up from 21st. And Hamlin does it. By 1,000th, he knocks out Harvick.
Woo! A 1-2-1 to a 1-2-2.
1/1000th of a second. And Denny Hamlin is in. Kevin Harvick is out. 2.5 minutes.
But you know, Denny Hamlin, he's going to run another lap, and we've been seeing a lot of drivers that picked up on their second lap. He's just trying to buy more insurance. Slowed down just a little bit on that lap.
Yep, about 3/100ths.
You know, the problem with going out now, I mean, you got to get in the top 12, so that's your big challenge. But if you go out here late and we just have a small break here and you got to go right back out, that's going to be a bit of an engine issue, heat issue.
But now look at the cloud cover. Only the backstretch is in sun. The rest of the racetrack has a cloud cover, and that may change things as McMurray makes another lap. Hamlin on the bubble, 26.121. 2 minutes.
Yeah, these will be the final laps made by drivers in this session right here. And I know we're watching Carl Edwards in the 99, but I've been keeping a watchful eye on Brad Keselowski in the 2, his teammate Joey Logano in the 22. They're sitting in their cars. They're on pit road. There's one crew member there at the window that can talk to them. I think they're in pretty good shape to make the top 12.
Got a minute and a half.
Jeff Gordon.
90 seconds.
Equaled his best lap. Did not better it. Still Hamlin. Now here's the rule for the end of the session. Once the starter begins to wave the flag to end the session, you pass under it once and you're done, which means you must have started your last lap before that flag begins to wave for it to count.
What a lot of drivers are doing here in the closing couple of minutes, I just saw Denny Hamlin's crew do it to that 11 car, just made a run. They're pulling the tape off, trying to get out there and make those slow laps to get the engine cooled down.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of an issue for these guys that, you know, like Hamlin, he just got in, so he's got to get that engine cooled down so he can run for the pole.
40 seconds. Alex Bowman trying to race his way in. Here is Parker Kligerman. 36th.
Overheating big time. You can see all the water spewing out there at the base of the windshield on the right side.
But if he stays where he is, he will race here on Sunday. 30 seconds. A couple of cars still out there.
Alex Bowman about the only driver up to speed right now in that 23 car.
No improvement. He's a 10th slower. Unless somebody is like Almirola working up to get... Nope, he's coming to pit road.
And we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're done.
That should be it.
Wow. That was exciting, and the top dozen is decided...
by hundreds.
Thousands.
1,000. So now the 12 drivers at the top of the screen will get ready for round 2. Everyone else is round 1 and done And we'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Christina Pink. Here's what we're working on for Fox Sports Live with Kevin Durant and the Thunder playing gatekeeper to the playoffs. Do the Grizzlies have what it takes to claim the 8th seed in the West? And it's time for our Friday night countdown. Which game will be the one? Find out tonight on Fox Sports Live at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific.
Junior and Hardee's. Visit Camping World today and get rock-bottom pricing on everything we sell. Be the first to see this year's newest and most popular models of RVs. New travel trailers as low as $99 a month. New motorhomes as low as $399 a month. Camping World is the largest nationwide RV company. And because of that, we'll beat any dealer's prices. We guarantee it. Plus, buy an RV from us and gain access to our Good Sam Elite loyalty program offering incentives valued at over $2,000. Call or visit your local Camping World today.
We have everything you'll ever need at Camping World.
I'm Tony Saragoose, and I'm training guys who leak a little to guard their manhood. With Depend, shields and guards. The discreet protection that's just for guys. Now, it's your turn. Get my training tips at guardyourmanhood.com.
There's one. What is that?
It's my Dale call.
That's way better than my duck call.
If you're on a diet of taking it up a notch,
It's just different.
drink Diet Dew, the only diet with dew in it.
It's the huge 29 for all sale. All our 4G phones are just $29 after rebates, including phones from Samsung and Nokia. It's the biggest 4G phone sale of the year, only at Metro PCS. Now with nationwide 4G LTE.
Ben! Oh, that was close.
You ain't lying.
Let Quicken Loans help you save your money. Daytona winner Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads the field at the Jewel of the Desert. NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing, Sunday at 2:30 Eastern on Fox.
Welcome back to Phoenix. We're between rounds in knockout qualifying for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. I think that lived up to all of its pre-event anticipation and all the varying strategies. We saw quite a few different ones.
Starting to build that notebook, because when this session started, the notebook had no pages in it for drivers, for crew chiefs, for anybody.
Now, the times will not be carried over to the second session. 12 drivers will be carried over, and whatever time they earn in the final 5-minute run, well, that determines starting positions 1 through 12 for Sunday.
Let's see if we can get Joey Logano to tell us what happened there. Hey, Joey Logano, it's DW in the Fox Sports 1 booth. Got a copy there, buddy?
DW, that's channel 2, try channel 1.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir. We needed the help.
Daryl, we got knocked out.
Try the other channel, Mark. And Joey Logano, DW, got a copy there, bud?
DW, he don't have his helmet on.
All right, guys. Well, we just wanted to find out about his strategy. It looked like it worked pretty good. So thank you, guys. Appreciate it. We'll get back to you later.
So Joey's taking a little break between rounds here.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants to discuss, what we're going to do now.
Now, Jamie McMurray is out of his car talking things over. He will advance. So is Ryan Newman, who ended up 15th.
I think this session, 10 minutes, we'll see a little more rolling of the dice, because you have nothing to lose. You know you're in the top 12.
Krista.
With Clint Boyer. Now, Clint, you were in for a while, but this is what this knockout qualifying is all about. You, unfortunately, were knocked out. Did you need a different strategy, or just not enough speed, or are we still learning how this whole process works?
It looked to me like there was a tremendous amount of learning going on out there on everybody's part. I mean, obviously our lap wasn't quick enough, but it was all hell broke loose as soon as that cloud started rolling in, and everybody's trying to figure out, naturally at this time right now, you want to go out last, just like you always did. But that cloud really kind of threw everybody for a loop, and we got pretty antsy and tried to get out there, and then everybody was cooling their stuff down, and people were trying to run them over, and that's when the cluster showed up. So I think we probably learned from that segment of it, maybe I think we should leave the cooling of the engines probably to pit road. It looked to me like, but nonetheless, it was interesting and be fun to see, what happens. Just didn't make a good enough adjustment when we went back out. I knew it was a little bit tight, and you just kind of taking a stab at it because your pressures are, your temperatures are high, which builds your pressures and everything, and obviously change the way your car handles. So at that point, we were just kind of taking a stab at it and just didn't go enough. It was too tight.
Thanks, Clint. Matt?
That's all I know.
That's all we need to know. Matt?
Hey, Krista, catching up with Jeff Gordon. So how would you describe your first knockout session?
Ours, not so good. We drew a late number, so we weren't able to go out early and catch that cloud like some guys, but we were just too tight. And the cool down thing they need to adjust that. To just sit there on pit road, run your fan, not getting it cooled down. The only thing that's eliminating us from going out and making more runs at it is the temperature of the engine. So, that's what we knew would happen, is that we go through it and we all learn. And so I think it's exciting, though. I think it's very, very cool. It certainly was intense for us, the competitors out there, and it's only going to get more intense for the guys that made it in the top 12. And it obviously wasn't easy to do. So some guys did a great job. We just, we just didn't do a good job today getting ourselves a car balance for qualifying, but I got a lot of confidence for our Pepsi Max Chevrolet for tomorrow, or for Sunday.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Mike?
Jeff's a huge Formula One fan, so he's no stranger to knockout qualifying. All right, so the field is set. 36 drivers qualified on time, then the provisionals, and here are the 3 who are disappointed. Landon Castle does not make the show. Dave Blaney for the second year in a row. The Phil Parsons car with Josh Wise are those who fail to qualify. First, let's show you the drivers who will move on to round 2. Led by the Penske Fords and the Busch brothers.
Kyle Larson.
Now, these drivers are locked in to these starting spots for Sunday.
And boy, Larry, anytime you qualify back here, it's a bit of a problem with the way the pit road is here, with the pits down in turn 1 and 2 down there through the turn, and getting back on pit road is not a very good place to be.
That 2612 was a popular number because we had 5 drivers that ran a 2612. Had to go all the way out to the thousands to determine who started where.
Now, all these drivers down through 36th qualified on time. After 36th, the rest of these are the qualifying time positions, but it's 2013 owner points that determine who is in, and the 3 drivers we mentioned who go home. Matt?
Carl Edwards might turn in the 23rd fastest time. So having lived this, what do you feel like maybe you could have done better to finish higher up in this first round?
Yeah, we could have had the car a little better balanced, but that was a trade-off. We worked on race trim. I'd like to say we got knocked out of the top 12, but I don't think we ever were in the top 12. So that's frustrating, but I believe we almost won this thing from 20th last year. So we'll just put the Subway Ford out there in front on race day. Hopefully have some good pit stops. And, I love this place. So this should be a good race for us still.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
Getting set for round 2 of knockout qualifying in Phoenix for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series.
This kid has really turned out to be a big-time player.
Creighton's Doug McDermott leads the Blue Jays toward their first Big East title, but Xavier is primed for an upset. Big East basketball, presented by New York Life Insurance Company. Tomorrow at 5 on Fox Sports 1.
When you switch to Sprint's new family plan, friends are like family. So who's going to be in yours?
Let's get a sound guy and some roadies.
But the more people you add, the lower the rate.
How about Sketchy Jeff? He gets billed separately, right?
Get up to 10 separate bills, and everyone gets unlimited talk, text, and 1 gig of data for as low as $25 a month each.
Cool. One more.
You need more beard.
That'll do.
The family plan from Sprint. With a new price, new plan, and an all-new network. Visit a Sprint store today.
At Edmunds.com, we're car people, driven to make car buying easy. I know, you're probably looking at me thinking, that's weird. Who's ever heard of car buying being easy, right? Well, with new Edmunds Price Promise, it is. Just compare cars from local Price Promise dealers and get an upfront price that's locked in. Car buying with no haggling and no stress? You don't see that every day. Edmunds.com. Get Edmunds Price Promise today.
I mean, he's just carving this ball club apart right now.
Big strikeout for the left-hander.
I always say, be the man with a plan. But with less energy, moodiness, and a low sex drive, I had to do something. I saw my doctor. A blood test showed it was low testosterone, not age. We talked about Axiron, the only underarm low T treatment that can restore T levels to normal in about 2 weeks in most men.
Axiron is not for use in women or anyone younger than 18 or men with prostate or breast cancer. Women, especially those who are or who may become pregnant, and children should avoid contact where Axiron is applied, as unexpected signs of puberty in children or changes in body hair or increased acne in women may occur. Report these symptoms to your doctor. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions and medications. Serious side effects could include increased risk of prostate cancer, worsening prostate symptoms, decreased sperm count, ankle, feet, or body swelling, enlarged or painful breasts, problems breathing while sleeping, and blood clots in the legs. Common side effects include skin redness or irritation where applied, increased red blood cell count, headache, diarrhea, vomiting, and increase in PSA. Ask your doctor about Axiron.
3 minutes to go before round 2 begins. Matt Yoakum.
And the drama right near the finish of the first round. Kevin Harvick, you were in right near the end, and then you got bounced down.
Yeah, just everybody on my Jimmy John Chevrolet did a good job. Our first time out was really our first real qualifying run. We didn't get a chance to really make one in practice. So we were just way too tight the first time out, and the second time they made it a lot better. Just, I guess we missed it by thousandths of a second there. So cool concept. I think the only thing we need to do is cool the cars off so you don't have those cars out there running half speed, but everything else was pretty neat.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yep.
Well, NASCAR responded to that concern early in the week. Robin Pemberton did on radio in an interview by saying, well, the teams don't have to put all that tape on the nose. The cars don't have to overheat.
Yeah, you don't have to hold them wide open either. But if you want to win the pole or win the race, I suggest you do.
Now, we just saw Brad Keselowski out of the 2 car. The only other things that's added that teams can do during this 10-minute break above and beyond the air pressure, the tape, the wedge, and the track bar is they will allow 3 crew members across the row versus 1 during the actual session, and you can plug the car in with the generator, not the cool down machine, but anything to keep the oil warm or any other thing. The other thing, Daryl, they are running humongous batteries for this qualifying because they have such big radiator fans trying to cool it down. So actually, one of the things they're plugging in is a battery charger as well to charge the battery on the car.
And see, Larry, again, I mean, I think you got to look at this. This is the first go-round. I'm sure that the NASCAR guys are seeing the same things we're seeing. You could eliminate a lot of those issues by just letting them cool the engine off. You know, it's just that simple. And
perhaps
of course,
so. Yep.
You know, I always said from the get-go, just don't tape them up, period.
Don't allow
any tape. And that way you can run all the laps you want.
That's
the motor
another way to look at it. The driver's disappointed. Feel bad for Landon Castle and his K&W Fiberlock CRC Chevy. Finished top dozen at Daytona. Started the season with great promise, but he's going to go home here from Phoenix along with Dave Blaney and Josh Weiss.
And Josh Weiss had a good top 25 run at Daytona.
Right.
You know, for that team, a top 25 run is a good run.
And they just switched from Ford to Chevrolet. They're going to run Chevrolets the rest of the season. Martin Truex Jr., close, but not today. He does not advance to round 2.
Now, here's the thing I think to watch in this session. Remember, not near as much chaos. We're only talking about 12 drivers. I still believe you want to get out there and cut a lap quick, because if you do want to make a second run, that's not a lot of time, 10 minutes to make 2 runs plus the cool down in the middle.
I expect we'll see exactly what we saw before. That 2 and that 22 will be fighting to see who can get out on the racetrack first.
Casey Mears top 20, Greg Biffle already back.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Biffle's getting a head start.
Yeah. Krista.
Mike, you mentioned Casey Mears. I want to talk to you about your strategy. You were one of the cars that was waiting sort of for that perfect lap. Did you like that strategy?
I mean, it ended up working out. It seemed like a lot of guys went out early, and it was pretty jumbled up. So when we went out, we actually got a clear, nice gap. You know, I mean, that's part of the name of the game in group qualifying. Obviously, it's there's so many other people out there with different agendas. You got to try to get a clean lap first of all, and it worked out well for us. Geico Chevy was fast. The disappointing part of it is we went out actually to make a second run, and we had a lap that was clearly a lot better going that could have probably put us in the top 12, and we got held up by the 77, and I don't know what happened there, but we didn't get through 3 and 4 with them. But excited about it. It's good for us, and we'll have looking forward to Sunday.
Thanks, Casey.
All right, round 2 has begun.
That may be the first time I have watched a driver go through the gearbox going down pit road as he was leaving. Greg Biffle in that 16 car, he was on it.
I think Biffle learned, from that first session, get out there and get her done.
Some light sun in the backstretch and turns 3 and 4.
Nice lap, maybe 26.02.
A little filtering from the clouds. Eric Almirola, 26.13.
We have 4 of our 12 drivers out on the track right now.
Here goes Logano, who was the quickest, and that puts him back at the top just within a few hundredths of what he ran in the first session.
25.89, and now we have full sun in the backstretch, turns 3 and 4 in the front straightaway.
Think about that 89, that's 4 100ths off the track record.
And Darrell, he's going to run a second lap, so don't be, surprised if he picks up a little bit from that 89 possibly.
Jimmy Johnson 4th right now.
85. That's just...
And it's a new track record for Joey Logano. By 8 1/1000ths of a second, he beats the mark set by Jimmy Johnson here last November. Krista?
Quite a difference than our last race, our pole sitter for the Daytona 500, Austin Dillon. I guess you're probably just glad there wasn't knockout qualifying in Daytona.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just different. I think I was a little anxious right there trying to figure out how things were going to go and shake out. So we had a really good car in practice. I think we were 5th overall, and that lap would have put us about 12th. So, we just got to learn from it. I know I was a little amped up and trying to figure out how we're going to get on the track and get a clean run. But the American Ethanol Chevy is pretty good, so I think we'll be fine for Sunday. I hope we get another practice tomorrow, but disappointed. But I think we got a lot of improvement ahead of us. It's going to be interesting to see what people think about new qualifying, and for me, it's just got to learn a little bit more.
Thanks, Austin.
Thanks, Krista. 4 drivers have posted times: Logano, Biffle, Johnson, and Almirola, in that order.
And it looks like about another 4 is about to go out on the racetrack. Kyle Busch in the 18, he's out there, and here comes Brad Keselowski leaving pit road in the 2 car as well, and a couple more sitting down there waiting.
Yep, Kyle Larson's on the way out for his run.
Yeah, with just 12 cars, there's really no reason to get anyone's way, so everybody should get a nice, clean qualifying lap, and certainly we just saw that the 22 car of Logano got a great qualifying lap.
And I just saw Kyle Busch in the 18 car with his hands full.
I did too, Larry. I thought he was going to hit that fence over coming off turn 2. He went straight at it.
And this session is 10 minutes in length. If I said 5 earlier, I must have been looking ahead to Las Vegas, because Super Speedway is 3 rounds of knockout qualifying with a 5-minute final round. So this is 10 minutes. And we have a little more than 6 minutes to go. Here's what happened to Kyle, Darrell.
Yeah, he just can't get off of 2. He tried to run another lap, and here you see the car starting to move a little bit. Push loose, jumps a little sideways with him, kills his lap. Didn't get a good lap at all at 26.25.
And Darrell, he elected just to run the 1 lap, save that time, get in there and get some adjustments made on that 18 car.
6 minutes remain. Brad Keselowski now up to 2nd. Now, Larry, what are they allowed to adjust?
Well, the only thing you can adjust back to this 10 minutes is what you could in the first session. Air pressure, wedge, track bar, and tape. And Keselowski goes to the top.
Another new track record. Man, those Penske cars are on fire today. Good grief. 1st and 2nd with a new track record, both of them.
And we have 3 Ford drivers at the top right now.
They like knockout qualifying.
Brad Keselowski, the new track record holder, 3 1/100ths faster than last fall.
The best.
And this figures to be
in the West.
An old school basketball game.
Is on Fox Sports 1.
Oh my God!
Number 3 Arizona, one of the nation's top teams, is on a mission to win another national title. But before their march begins, they'll be tested by Oregon State and the Pac-12's leading scorer, Roberto Nelson. Fox College Hoops, Wednesday night at 11 on Fox Sports 1.
Just when you thought you were done with your paint project, you discover paint bleed under your tape. Not anymore with patented Frog Tape. Frog Tape is the only tape treated with paint block technology. Watch how it works. Paint block reacts with water, simulating latex paint, and instantly gels to form a micro barrier that seals the edges of the tape, preventing paint bleed. Look at the results. With Frog Tape, no messy lines, no paint bleed. And now, Frog Tape Delicate for wallpaper, faux finishes, and freshly painted surfaces.
If you owe back taxes to the IRS, listen to this important message. The IRS seizes bank accounts every day. The IRS puts levies on paychecks and bank accounts every day. If you owe the IRS at least $10,000 in back taxes, we can help. Let our qualified CPAs and tax negotiators go to work for you. We can help stop collection calls. Don't let the IRS garnish your wages, levy your bank account, or seize your assets. Call Maximum Tax Resolution now. Let us get the situation under control. We will contact the IRS on your behalf, make arrangements, and reduce the amount you owe if you qualify. The IRS is relentless. They will find you and will collect from you. We have saved our clients lots of money. The IRS won't quit. Get help. Don't wait until it's too late. The consultation is free, but you must call now. Call Maximum Tax Resolution now.
Call 800-506-4003.
The best riders in the world risk it all to win it all. Monster Energy Supercross, live from Indianapolis, tomorrow at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1.
Second and final round of knockout qualifying for the Sprint Cup Series on Fast Friday, presented by Aleve. And here goes Casey Kane. 7 drivers have posted times, led by Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano. There they are at the top of your screen. 5 drivers have yet to run, including Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Casey Kane.
And the drivers that's not run yet, they're going for one run. One run only late in this session.
I love the no ride height rule, Larry. I was looking at the cars sitting on pit road. Normally they're all up in the air, you know, they're waiting to get on the track to fall down. Now they're just sitting there poised, ready to go. Nose down, tail up.
And you don't have to worry about being too low after qualifying or the race.
3 minutes to go in this session. Here comes Casey Kane.
Casey was 8th quickest after that first session. First lap 26:28, 8th of the 8 drivers that's run so far.
Surprisingly, or I don't know about surprisingly, but all these guys that have gone out this session have picked up on their second lap. Logano and Keselowski both picked up on their second laps.
Jamie McMurray to 3rd.
Great run for Jamie. That's a 25.90.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. starting his lap.
Look out, Keselowski. Yeah, he's all right.
Two minutes remain. 3 drivers, including Earnhardt, have not yet posted a time.
You know who's laying in the weeds on this that we better watch is Kurt Busch in that 41 car, because he's just now leaving pit road. I think he could be a guy to watch.
Earnhardt up to 4th. 26.02, nice run. And here goes Kurt, winding her up down the back.
And Joey Logano on the 22's leaving pit road. He's going to try to get another run in, see if he can take his teammate off the top.
Yeah, so is Jimmy Johnson. He's getting ready to get out there and get after it too.
Keep in mind that all these drivers are on the same tires with which they started round 1. Tire changes are not permitted at any time during qualifying.
Boy,
they have a flat.
They made some nice changes to that 88 car. You have to admit that. I mean, he was pretty bad off there. Just barely got into the final 12, and now he's sitting there in 4th place. That's nice work by Letarte and the boys.
I don't know if it's going to be fast with Kurt Busch. It looked awfully solid in that 41 car. No, 10th quickest on lap 1.
A minute to go, and Denny Hamlin is the only one of the top 12 who has not posted a time. There's Hamlin going out, and he's going to get 1 lap, because once the flag starts to wave to end the session, the next time you pass under it, you are done.
Yeah, that's all he's going to be able to get in, I think, Mike, is just the 1 lap.
Jimmy Johnson up to 4th, 26.02. What did Logano do on that lap?
He's just 26.03.
Slower.
0.2 off.
So here's Hamlin coming under the stripe. Now, because he has started this lap, it will count. 5 seconds left on the clock. And looks like the Biff may get another lap, because the flag waves over Joey Logano at a 25.94. So here comes Hamlin for his one and done lap. 12th, 26-21.
I just think they waited too late to make their run with that 11 car.
So we're done. Brad Keselowski has won the pole, and his Penske Ford teammate Joey Logano will start alongside in Sunday's 300-kilometer race on Fox. It is Keselowski's 4th career pole. He won the pole last at New Hampshire in July.
Teammates, front row.
It's the 101st Sprint Cup Series pole for Team Penske and their 7th at Phoenix. We'll be back to wrap things up.
Hi, I'm Christina Pink. Here's what we're working on for Fox Sports Live with Kevin Durant and the Thunder playing gatekeeper to the playoffs. Do the Grizzlies have what it takes to claim the 8th seed in the West? And it's time for our Friday night countdown. Which game will be the one? Find out tonight on Fox Sports Live at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific.
America's talking about our best pizza yet, the all-new Hand Tossed. Well, we hear you, America, and to return the love, we're bringing back our 10 any pizza deal. For a limited time, that's any pizza, any crust, any toppings, even specialties for $10. Pizza Hut, make it great.
For more than 60 years, Wrangler's been making jeans more comfortable. They feel good, wear strong.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans are built with a U-shaped construction. They don't cut into you like jeans with a V pattern.
Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
This is the age of knowing what you're made of. Why let erectile dysfunction get in your way? Talk to your doctor about Viagra. Ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain. It may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing. This is the age of taking action. Viagra. Talk to your doctor.
Fixing a classic is a ritual, a rite of passage in a way of life. You see potential in rusted metal and greasy parts, and the only computer you need is your brain. Time with Dad isn't a drag, and the best sound you ever heard is finally getting the darn thing started. You're not just fixing a car, you're keeping something great alive, because life's just better in a classic. Haggerty, we may sell insurance, but we live classics.
Away. Is the smell of salt in the air. It's the sound a seashell makes. Away is a place that's beyond your imagination, yet well within your means. Find your away. For a dealer in the RV that's right for you, visit GoRVing.com.
Sunday. Daytona winner Dale Earnhardt Jr. goes for 2 in a row as NASCAR's best take on the Jewel of the Desert. NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing. Sunday at 2:30 Eastern on Fox.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Brad Keselowski has beaten teammate Joey Logano for the pole in Phoenix by 22 one-thousandths of a second. Matt?
And catching up with our new pole sitter. So was the best strategy going out early in both sessions, Brad?
I don't know. I think you have to have a fast car. That's the most important part either way. And everybody in the Lions Truck Parts Ford team did a good job of that. Team Penske won too. That's a heck of a way to start what we think of as the regular season here at Phoenix. Daytona, we had 2 great cars and 2 strong runs. And I swear I was tired of finishing second and third, so it's first to, or it's good to finally put a first up on the board, and in the first, group qualifying. So that's pretty neat as well.
Joey laid down the new track record. Temperatures were coming down. Did you think, knowing what you have with your car, that you could beat that?
I didn't think I had the lap in me, but these guys gave me a heck of a car. They must have carried me, Matt.
All right, Team Penske on the front row, Mike.
Thanks, Matt. 22 one-thousandths of a second. It'll be an all-Ford front row for Team Penske, Keselowski and Logano. Chevys of McMurray, Johnson, and Earnhardt. Biffles Ford, Bush's Toyota, and rookie Kyle Larson.
Brad Keselowski joins Austin Dillon as the early entries for the Sprint Unlimited next year at Daytona.
And it's good to see Brad back. I mean, last year wasn't so great, but man, after Daytona and now this pole today, great return.
Now look at the three drivers who only went out late in this session. Kurt Busch, Casey Kane, Denny Hamlin. They ended up at the back of the top 12.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin only got one lap in, which probably hurt his effort.
Yeah, but sometimes you just got to be realistic. They probably didn't feel like they had the car to go up there and get the pole, so take what you got.
All of these drivers timed into the field in round 1 of knockout qualifying, all the way back through Parker Kligerman in 36th. The provisionals played Cook, Joe Nemechek, Reed Sorensen, and Travis Kvapil, along with Michael Annett, Morgan Shepherd, and Justin Allgaier, who did not complete his run, got in on a car owner's provisional. And here are the drivers, once again, who failed to qualify. Matt?
And the guy who looked like he was going to have the car to beat in both sessions, and that was Joey Logano. Impressive new track record. Were you surprised your teammate beat you?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be happy for him, right? He's your teammate. We're 1-2, that's good. But man, after you win the first segment, you're like, all right, good, I feel pretty good, and I think I went a little faster the second run, so I'm like, okay, this should be decent, and then he just barely beat me, and then of course you look at 2, 3 100s, and you go run that through your mind 5, 6 times, and you know where it's at, and you want to do it again, and but overall, I mean, the whole team Penske did a great job today with a 1-2 starting spot here. It's a big way to start off this season. This is the first track that handling comes into play, and all the hard work that all the guys have put in over the off season that really show what we got, and hard work's paying off. So I'm proud of my Shell Pennzoil team, and I'm ready to get racing and put the thing in victory lane.
Good luck Sunday. Joey Logano on the front row at Phoenix for the first time.
Well, the top 12 was decided by a thousandth, and I think knockout qualifying certainly lived up to its billing.
Well, there was so much anticipation, so many questions, and I truly believe this is one of the better changes that NASCAR made. I think the day of a viewer or a fan watching an hour and a half, 2-hour qualifying session of one driver at a time, I think those days, they have passed us.
I think Junior's telling Biffle about, did I tell you about last week? Y'all have been with me last week. No, he qualified 5th. Great run. I'm really impressed with the adjustments they made on that car, because he wasn't that good when the session started.
Yeah, they will share the 3rd row when they roll off on Sunday. Tonight on Fox Sports 1, that is. Coming up next, you want to see the Daytona 500? You missed it? We'll tune in next. And then at 11 p.m., Fox Sports Live.
I'm going to watch that race again, because that's one of the best Daytona 500s of all time.
Yes, it was.
I think we need to create a Thunder Cell 20 miles from the racetrack with 50 to go at every race. That might help us a lot.
And tell them more weather's on the way.
That's right. First ever Phoenix front row sweep by one team. Congratulations, Team Penske. Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano will start on the front row Sunday on Fox.
It's the biggest race in motorsports.
It's been memorable.
It's always unpredictable.
Are you kidding me? What?
It's historic.
And there's a fight between Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison.
If you win this race, you win this race.
You win this race, it stays with you forever.
That I can promise you.
It's the great American race.